Well, students, we're going to finish up these sun drawings to go along with your clay suns. If you still have any lines left to trace, please trace them. You can think about doing some thicker or wider lines to go with some thin lines. So if you have thick line and thin line, it might make it look a little bit more sculptural. Once you're done doing thick and thin line, then I would like you to do any erasing if necessary before you start shading. So when you're shading this, I would like you to be going from dark to light. There's a few different ways that you can do it. One is doing this, like going around the shape. So this semicircle shape, I might make it really dark along the edges and then get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter towards the middle. And then that kind of pops that shape out, makes it look a little more 3D. Similar to what I did with the nose. Another option that you can do is just go from black to gray to white. And then just black, gray, white. Black, gray, white. And just work your way around. And I'm just picking one side of the line too, so then I don't end up just coloring the whole thing in. Try your best to stay inside the lines. I would like to see that you have some areas that are black, some areas that are gray, and some areas that are white. Now, I've already worked on some shading in here. This I did kind of quickly, so I'm gonna do a little more. So it looks like I've done everything except for the eyebrows and eyes and mouth. So here, this might get a little bit tricky because it's a spiral line. It's definitely easier to shade things that are straight. So this line is a little bit tricky because it's a curved line. And I'll do something a little different on the other side here to show you. Sometimes when I'm doing a curved line, if you just trace it a little bit, then turn the paper, and trace it a little bit, turn the paper, that can make it easier to shade something that's curved. One thing with doing that though is I want to be careful not to drag my hand through the part that I've already shaded, so I'm not smudging it. Now, once I've shaded these lines, I am going to add some shading here. To the center of the eye, and also to the eyebrows. I'm going pretty fast. I would like you to obviously spend more time than I'm doing here. I'm going to come back and work on this a little bit more. But get to a good spot here with the other stuff. If you choose to blend it a little bit with your finger, you may, but I want you to be careful not to get like way outside the line or way outside the shape. So here, if I choose to blend this with my finger, just be careful that you're staying right next to that line. Sometimes creates a little bit better shading transition from black to gray to white. And then if you are outside the line, you can just erase a little bit of it, but you just kind of want to follow what you what you've already done. Now, if this is, so like there I got a little bit outside the line, so I'm just gonna erase that and clean that up. Once this is all done, I usually will do a little bit of shading on this circle too. I'm not gonna shade in the whole background, but just to make this look a little more three-dimensional. So I'm gonna leave most of that center area white, but I'm gonna do these curved edges to make them look more 3D. And then blend that in with my finger a little bit. There's plenty more that I will be working on here. I might do a little bit of shading under the eyes or kind of on some of these lines that are by the cheeks and stuff. But I think this is enough for you to be able to get started on yours, knowing that you're gonna have some areas that are black, gray, and then to white. Blend it with your finger if necessary. And just be careful that if you get outside the line that you just take your eraser and kind of clean it up. And if you need to turn the paper when you're shading, sometimes that's easier when you're doing a curved line. So let's have fun working on these. I think they're gonna go great with your clay suns. So you have both a two-dimensional and a three-dimensional example. So let's have fun working on these today.